So I recently had a perspective change, and this is thanks to two creators. So shout out to Alex Hormozy, shout out to Mr. Beast as well. They both kind of, well, I don't know if they just posted content about this, but it just popped up on my feed, so that's what I'm going with. But it's this: don't waste so much time trying to plan out the perfect thing, trying to get the right script, the right lighting, the right thumbnail, the right show notes, the right whatever. Because to be honest, statistically, it's gonna be a flop. Like, especially if it's your very first thing, it's gonna be a flop. And that's okay. Why would you expect that it would be anything other than a flop? It's literally something that you have never done before. Why would you be an expert at something that you've never done before? Like, and I was kind of thinking of this like, imagine like your baby, right? Imagine having a baby, right? And your baby is just learning how to walk, right? Your baby has never walked before, never taken a single step. So your baby is up here, trying to walk and trying to do all of these things. And you would not scream at your baby. You would not insult your baby for not, for not being Simone Biles, right? For not, doing front flips and all that. Like, you wouldn't start insulting your baby. You wouldn't start saying all of these ridiculous, like, hurtful things like, oh, you ain't shit, you're never, like, all these things that we say to ourselves inside our head, expecting perfection over some shit that we ain't never done before. It's insane. In the same way that you would expect a baby to be Simone Biles when they're first learning to walk. The same way that you would never scream at your baby for not being Simone Biles when they're just learning to walk. What would you do? You would encourage, or at least this is what I would do, because some people have lost their damn minds, but I would encourage my baby, right? I would be very excited for my baby. I might, I don't know, try to help them. I've never had a baby, so I don't know. Do you help them walk? Do you sit there and encourage them while they do it themselves? But either one of those sounds like better options than screaming at your baby like a fucking lunatic because they're not flipping and doing gymnastics like Simone Biles, right? So, that same approach that you would take with a baby who's never done anything, never learned anything before, have that same grace, that same patience, that same excitement, that same enthusiasm for yourself when you're doing the new things because you are, baby, learning to walk. I'm trying to keep that in mind with myself, especially with this whole content creation journey thing, because I expect things to be perfect. I expect that because I've watched a whole bunch of hours of this, because I've read a whole bunch of books, or because I've listened to audiobooks or XYZ, that it's going to be perfect. But I still have not done the thing. I still have not gone through the motions. I have not made the content yet. I have not learned to walk. So why then would I expect that I'm going to be Simone Biles, that I'm going to be the Simone Biles of content when I haven't even learned how to take a step yet? So I say all that to say this. A, and this is definitely a no for myself, A, give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. But B, and definitely B, just put the shit out. Just put the shit out. It's going to be a flop either way. It doesn't matter whether you took 5 minutes to do it, if you took 50 minutes to do it, if you took 5 years to do it. Because you have never done it before, statistically, it's going to be a flop. And that's okay because you have somewhere that's just a starting point. You have somewhere that you can start and you can improve from. But you cannot improve if you never start. All your improvements cannot be theoretical. They cannot be in your head. They cannot be in a place that's not public because then they're not improvements. So have a little grace and a little patience with yourself and just do the thing. Just do the thing. It's going to be scary. It's going to be weird. It's going to be boring. It's going to be uncomfortable. You're going to hate the sound of your voice if it's content that you're making. You are going to feel very uncomfortable, but do it anyway. Get the first couple steps out of the way. You cannot learn to run. You cannot be Simone Biles without learning how to take a step first, right? So take the steps.